The story begins 200 years ago with a sea king named Caesar from Russia who possessed a magical ring. One day, he called upon his frog spy to inquire about a fish he wished to marry, only to learn that the fish had escaped his grasp. After this, we meet a boy named Emelya, who lives by the sea with his blind father, a blacksmith. One day, Emelya sneaks out to go ice skating in the snow. Suddenly, his father hears the sound of his footsteps. He calls Emelya to see if he has grown big enough to help him. To avoid work, Emelya pretends to be small. After that, Emelya rolls to the riverbank and tries to catch fish, but not a single fish comes. Suddenly, a whirlpool appears in the water, and a strong wave crashes down on him. Then Emelya sees that a large fish has fallen into his bucket. Now, he happily returns home and starts preparing to cook the fish. However, unexpectedly, the fish begins to speak, saying that if Emelya lets her go, she will grant him 3 wishes. Emelya expresses his desire to see the city, but doesn't want to leave the stove. Suddenly, the fish uses her magic to pull Emelya out of the house with the stove and takes him straight to the city. Poor Emelya clings to the stove in fear, causing the townsfolk to panic. Feeling very cold, he uses his second wish to ask for summer to start immediately. At that moment, all the snow melts and greenery spreads everywhere. The streets fill with water, and when Emelya finally steps outside, he feels disappointed because he wasted 2 wishes. Suddenly, he encounters some bandits. Finding nothing valuable with him, they decide to take his bucket. But Emelya can't lose the fish, so he snatches the bucket back and throws the fish into the river. Soon, the bandits capture him again and hang him upside down from a tree. Later, he sees a girl approaching from the river. She frees Emelya, and he rushes to find the fish, but unfortunately, it's no use. The girl introduces herself as Vasilisa, and upon hearing her voice, Emelya realizes she is the fish. He steals her scarf so she can't escape and prepares to ask for his 3rd wish. He wishes to marry Princess Anfisa, the daughter of the Tsar of Russia. Meanwhile, in the royal palace, Princess Anfisa is with Lord Rothman from England, who tries to impress her with various precious gifts. He shows her a magical flute played by a dwarf, making everyone think it plays by itself. Soon, Emelya and Vasilisa arrive at the Tsar's palace and overhear the conversation. The Tsar, wanting to belittle Rothman, claims that he has a cat that makes people dance when it sings. Emelya boldly claims he can catch this magical cat, but in return, he wants to marry Princess Anfisa. The princess is shocked, but the Tsar is pleased with his bravery and agrees to Emelya's terms. Emelya sets out to find the cat, but Vasilisa warns him that catching it won't be easy. Whenever the cat meets a person, it asks them to choose a song. If the cat sings a sad song, the person cries and dies. If it sings a happy song, the person dances until they die. Nevertheless, Emelya doesn't back down and soon reaches the cat after overcoming many obstacles. When the cat asks him to choose a song, Emelya picks a sad one. As the cat sings, Emelya joins in because it's the same song his mother used to sing to him. Seeing that the song doesn't affect him, the cat starts to cry and agrees to follow Emelya. Meanwhile, Vasilisa encounters Caesar's frog spy, who informs her that the wedding preparations are complete. Emelya is confused, but Vasilisa explains that once Caesar saved her from a hunter's net, she owes him. Now Caesar wants to marry her in return. They quickly reach the royal palace, where Lord Rothman is asking for Princess Anfisa's hand in marriage. Just then, Emelya bursts in with the cat, and it starts to sing, making everyone dance. The Tsar orders the cat to be taken far away, impressed by Emelya's bravery. However, Princess Anfisa, according to the terms, doesn't want to marry a commoner like Emelya, so she decides to give him another risky task. That night, Princess Anfisa meets the spirit of her mother, Zarina, who tells her about a dangerous task for Emelya. The next morning, Lord Rothman tries to impress the Tsar with his English automatic juicer, which actually has a dwarf making juice from fruits and vegetables. The Tsar is amazed, and Anfisa then states her next condition. She wants a magical cloth that provides food instantly when placed on a table. The Tsar calls Emelya to find this cloth. Soon, Emelya and Vasilisa set out to search for it. On the way, Vasilisa tells him that the magical cloth belongs to 2 brothers. After a while, they stop at a small hut and ask the old man living there for some food. The old man gives them a little food, explaining that the harvest was poor this year. Emelya feels bad, but Vasilisa praises the loyalty of the old man and his wife, saying they complete each other like a needle and thread. After walking for a long time, they reach the city of stones, where two men are constantly eating. They are so fed up with life that they wish someone would take the cloth away. Emelya approaches them to steal the cloth, but the brothers throw coconuts at him, knocking him out. Vasilisa then asks for water, and when they see their reflection in it, they regret their current state, remembering they were once brave soldiers who fought the Sultan of Turkey. Now they are so fat that they can't even walk out. They ask Vasilisa to take the cloth, but at the last moment, they change their minds. However, Vasilisa quickly escapes with both the cloth and Emelya. Later, when Emelya regains consciousness, he picks flowers for his fiancée, Anfisa. Vasilisa tries to warn him that the princess wants to kill him, but Emelya refuses to listen. He recites a poem he wrote for Anfisa, which ends with a proposal. Vasilisa becomes so enchanted that she agrees to marry him. But then she realizes he should marry someone else, not the spoiled princess. When they arrive in town, the Tsar and Princess Anfisa learn that Emelya has returned with the cloth. They rush to the square and see Emelya giving away free food to the townsfolk. Anfisa then declares she is ready to marry Emelya, but with one last condition. Emelya must seek permission from the spirit of Anfisa's deceased mother, Zarina. Emelya agrees to fulfill this condition again. That night, Vasilisa shows him the way to the world of the dead, warning him that no one has ever returned from there. Nevertheless, Emelya persists. On the way, they meet Emelya's father, but he remains silent, so his father won't know he is there. During this time, his father praises Emelya in front of Vasilisa. Soon they realize Emelya is there, and Emelya apologizes for all his mischief. He asks Vasilisa for his last wish. He wants his father's eyesight restored, and Vasilisa grants his wish. Later, when they reach the riverbank, Emelya thanks Vasilisa and returns her scarf. But Vasilisa continues with him, and soon they arrive in the world of the dead. The king, Kuchche, comes to meet them, revealing that Vasilisa is actually his daughter. Once, Vasilisa made a big mistake, and Kuchche turned her into a fish. Vasilisa then asks Kuchche to summon Zarina's spirit. When Zarina's spirit arrives, they learn she was punished with hunger, leading to her death. Emelya expresses his desire to marry Kuchche's daughter, but Zarina flatly refuses. However, Kuchche feels he should help this boy to help her daughter Vasilisa. He offers Zarina food to lift her curse, and finally Zarina agrees to the marriage. Meanwhile, the Tsar is very happy to see this. Vasilisa bids farewell to her father, who warns that once they leave, Emelya will forget everything he has seen. Hearing this, Vasilisa looks at Emelya with sad eyes and smiles. The next morning, Emelya wakes up having forgotten Vasilisa. He runs to the shore, and Vasilisa turns back into a fish and swims away. Emelya then goes to Anfisa, but he says he has fallen in love with someone else, though he can't remember who. Hearing this, Anfisa happily orders Emelya's arrest. He is taken to the square, where it is announced that all his deeds were done with the help of magic, and now he will be executed for deceiving Princess Anfisa. The Tsar leaves in disappointment. In his final moments, Emelya remembers his childhood and the time spent with his father. Suddenly, Vasilisa escapes from Czar's grasp and arrives to free Emelya, promising to give Anfisa her powers in exchange. Anfisa happily releases Emelya. Then, Anfisa wishes to become queen, taking the crown from her father and imprisoning him in a tower. Her second wish is to marry the King of England, and soon the English ambassador arrives with a marriage proposal. Meanwhile, Emelya tries to recall the person he loved, and when his father mentions a needle and thread, a light bulb goes off in his head. He realizes he loves Vasilisa and remembers everything about their time together. He rushes toward the city, joined by his father and two brothers. Together, they break down the palace door, and Emelya searches for Vasilisa. Vasilisa can't believe Emelya remembers her, but Anfisa interrupts, stating she wants to be a sorceress like Vasilisa. Vasilisa grants her third wish, and suddenly she turns into a fish. She realizes her powers are useless because she can only fulfill others' wishes. Anfisa then calls a servant to wish for her marriage to the world's most powerful king. As soon as the servant makes this wish, Czar emerges from the sea and takes Anfisa away, as he is indeed the most powerful king in the world. Finally, Vasilisa's curse is lifted, and Emelya recites his poem to her, kissing her in the end. Emelya and Vasilisa become one forever. If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to watch a movie that'll get you into a world of werewolf, you can find it in this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.